Often when we can't heal something and we tried everything that we can and we feel like we felt it all, we did all the work that we could do, and yet we can't heal it. And what I found is when someone really, really struggles to heal something, when someone really, really struggles to let go of something, it's because they're holding on to the story of what happened, or the story around what they're healing. And they might say, well, I felt it all, and I keep feeling it, and I keep going back into it, and I'm feeling it all, but I can't heal it. And I just think that it's a very deep trauma. It's just something very, very deep. And in my personal opinion, when I hear that, it's not, and this is not to diss anyone, this is to help. The problem is that if you felt it all, but you're holding on to the story of what happened, you're holding on to the story what happened to you. You're holding on to the story what someone did to you, or what someone did wrong. So you're in a story. You're in the concept of what happened to you. You're in the idea that something bad happened to you and someone did wrong and hurt you. And that might be true, absolutely. But that's not the point. The point is, when you're holding on to the story of what you believe occurred, you can't fully heal it because you're in the story, you're in Maya, you're in samsara, you're repeating the dream. And so you're repeating the creation of the dream that you're in. And to heal, you can't hold on to the story. You have to go into the sensations, the somatic sensations within your body, into the energy of what it is that's keeping you in this loop. Because in my personal opinion, everything that we're healing is energy. Everything is energy. And so it's finding the energy that's creating the discord, that's creating the misalignment to truth, to source, to God, to love. And when we're in the story, when we keep repeating the story, rather than bringing our awareness into the sensation, into the energy, and allowing our awareness to pierce through the energy to what's beyond it, which is always love, and thereby healing it. And when you fully healed something, there is no story left. There's nothing there to talk about. There's no interest within you to go back and talk about it. When you still have a story, when you still want to justify why someone did wrong, or when you still have something to blame someone for, you haven't healed. There's still something there. This is an energy. And that's so important to remember. And sometimes in the healing process, we really need to process. We really just need to allow ourselves to feel angry or upset or really sad. And we have to allow those energies to move through. And motion, we need to move them. We have to allow them. We can't suppress them. And sometimes that means we have to move our body, or we have to ride, or we have to make noises, we have to scream, maybe not at a person, but into the woods or into a pillow. We have to allow the motion of the energy to move through us. But when we keep going into the story, and if this is, you're an adult and you keep repeating the story of what happened to you as a child, remember this is important. We can fully experience the present, but as soon as something is in the past, we don't fully remember as it occurred. Especially when we come to traumatic events. our mind distorts the memory of what happened because we had a strong impact, something wounded us, something created an energy, whether there was already something of a similar energy within our energy field, a karmic trace that called that into our experience and then made that energy bigger by having this new experience that reinforced this, whatever this energy is. But this energy that is within you, this wound, is distorting the perception of what happened. It's distorting the perception of the past. And this is always true about the past. We can't fully remember truly what happened about the past. And this is easy to check. Just if you're in a family, if something happened, you ask each person within the family what happened, everyone will have a slightly different story. Because if we're feeling guilty, we will remember the story different. If we're feeling like the victim, we will remember the story different. Depending on our perception of the world, ourselves and others, we will rewrite the story that fits our narrative. And so this is so important, is to understand that you may have been the victim, but if you want to heal, you have to let go of the victim story. You have to let go of the idea of yourself as the victim. And you have to let go of the story as a whole so that you can rewrite a story in the present. Because if you wake up every morning and you keep recreating the story of what happened, you're in the past, but you're not really in the past. You're in the present moment, rewriting the story, the narrative of your life. And at some point, if you really want to heal, you have to decide that this isn't the story that I want to live anymore. And letting go of the story and forgiving others and forgiving yourself doesn't mean that what may have happened in the past was okay. It just means that from now on, you're not interested in reliving the story, this trauma, this idea, this perception of what happened. At some point, you have to get tired of the story. You have to go, no more. I'm done. I want to live with a different narrative. I want to live a different story. And then the true healing can begin. But it's making that decision. It's being firm. Having the willpower and go no more. And your mind will keep going back to the story because it's like it's used to looping in this railroad track, right? Like it's used to going in this track. Your entire nervous system has created this narrative that's so easy to think these thoughts. It's so easy to go back to that. And a part of you on a physical level is also addicted to the hormones that story creates within you. Even if it doesn't feel good, it feels comfortable, it feels normal. And so it's really important to understand that this is a pattern, it's a habit. It's a habitual way of thinking. It's a habitual way of feeling. And you have to go no more. Not just once, but every day, again and again. And one of the most powerful ways that I found, and I taught it to many, and it really works, is that when you have negative thoughts and when you're having these stories, is to offer it to God. God, please take these thoughts from me. Please take this story from me. Please show me a better story. Please show me a better way to think that makes me feel better. And keep being in prayer. Keep asking for new stories, a new way of feeling. Keep asking for help. Not just once, but continuously. As soon as you notice that you're back in this track and you thinking about the story, what happened in the past, and you know that that story doesn't make you feel good, and keep offering it up. And then as you sit in meditation, as you sit in stillness, and you bring your awareness within, look for the awareness of the sensations within you that this narrative is tied to. Because as you release the energy that's connected to this narrative, that's connected to this story, the story will be completely gone. And it's so important to understand too that when we have these narratives, that the energy might go much deeper than this lifetime. And it's beyond stories. And that's why it's so important to remember to connect with energy. Because the energy, it might not even be your personal energy. It might be your ancestral energy. It might be an energy that you have somehow picked up ancestrally or karmically from other past lifetimes, and it's sort of become this intrinsic matrix of stuff. So it's not a story. The story that you're holding on to in this moment that you're remembering is just the top layer of something deeper. So that's another perspective of why it's so important to let go of the story and look for the energy. Because once you look for the energy, the somatic sensation that you hold somewhere within your body, or many different places within your body, and go into it and look for it and ask it to release. And you ask it to release as you're placing your attention, your awareness within the sensation. You ask it to release from all your existences, all your timelines, all your lifetimes, all the way through your ancestral lineage, all the way back to the dawn of time, through all the layers of your being, your emotional layer, your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your spiritual body, and your light body, which is what connects all. And for this energy, this story, this narrative to be completely released from your entire being now. While you're feeling the sensation within your body. The somatic sensation within your body. And through that connection, you're connecting to your light body. And when you can be in full awareness without listening to a story, you become your own healer. We all have that ability. It's innate within our creation as divine beings. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions, or is there anything more within this topic that you would like me to cover. Thank you. So much love.